All right, so part 3, hopefully this is the last part. So drag and drop the answer. I'm not dragging and dropping anything, right? So basically we have an or compound inequality, and we know it's an or because both arrows are pointing away from each other. This is going to be a filled in circle on -6, so we know that it has to be a less than or equal to sign because the arrow is going to the left. So it cannot be these first two choices. Can't be, okay? Can't be. So now we go to the 5. It's an open circle, and we know open circles don't have the line underneath it, so it's going to be our third choice there, okay? 35. Solve the following compound inequality. Well, I'm going to just kind of do this method. We know that's Autry's method, right? So we're going to go here. -20 is less than 2x minus 6. I'm going to add 6 to both sides. -14 is less than 2x. We'll divide by 2 on both sides. So -7 is less than x. Okay. So we know that a can't be a choice because there's no 7 in it, right? And we know that d can't be a choice because there's no -7 in it, right? Now let's go ahead and solve the top one. Right? So 2x minus 6 is less than or equal to 2. We're going to add 6 to both sides. 2x is going to be less than or equal to 8. Divide by 2 on both sides, and x is less than or equal to 4. So my final answer is going to be choice C. It's the only two numbers that work. Okay. Move it along. I'm going to probably skip through a few of these if I can give you an answer on them instead. Okay. Solve and graph the following compound inequality. I will do this one because there's no answer choices. So it's an or, so we know it's going to have to be arrows pointing away. -8 on both sides on the first inequality. 5m is going to be less than 15. Divide by 5 on both sides, and m is going to be less than 3. And then this one's simple. Just divide by 6 on both sides. M is going to be greater than 8. So on a number line, I'm going to have, I should have done it. This is going to be a 3 with an open circle going to the left. And then I'm going to have an 8 with an open circle going to the right. I messed that up, but you get the point. Okay. 37 is multiple choice. If it's something that I can give you an answer for, I'm going to give you an answer for it because this is, I want to make sure that I give this to you and get this on Google Classroom fast enough. So 37 is going to be choice B. Okay, and it's going to be choice B because we will be dividing by a negative, so make sure you flip the sign. 38. Okay. Alicia has at most 210. At most $210, which means she can't have more than that. So it has to be a less than sign going into it. So we know that A could be a choice. It cannot be C. It cannot be choice C because it's greater than 210. Okay? And then we can't have it be B either. So it's either going to be A or D. And I'm adding these two things together, so it's going to be choice A. Okay. Okay, 39. Graph and solve the inequality. What's the first step? Well, the first step for this inequality, as you can see, is I'm going to add 4 to both sides, and then I would divide by 4, right? So the graph of the solution, and I'll do that quickly. So we're going to have here 4x is less than 28. So x is going to be less than 7, okay? Now, less than 7, I didn't have to flip the sign because I did not divide by a negative. So this is going to be choice C, okay? Okay, number 40. Number 40 was that bad problem from that test. There's no answer that works here. So hopefully you didn't do 40. Hopefully you didn't spend too much time on it. Okay, 41. Okay, I'm going to solve for B, okay, which means I have to get B alone. So this is A equals 2B plus 5C. If I'm trying to keep B here, because I'm trying to solve for it, I've got to subtract 5C on both sides first. A minus 5C equals 2B. Now I can divide by 2 on both sides, and that's going to be my final answer. I'm not going to simplify anything. There's nothing to simplify. A minus 5C over 2 equals B. Okay, so that's going to be choice A. Okay. Number 42, solve for R. Well, R is just kind of hanging out here, right? So I'm going to get rid of this S and get rid of this T. I'm going to subtract S and add T on both sides. Subtract S and add T. So I need a positive Q, I need a negative S, and a positive T, and the only one that gives me that is C. It doesn't matter the order when you get to the other side as long as the signs are correct, okay? Quickly going through this, number 43. Trying to solve for pi. So if the equation is C equals 2 pi R, I need pi to stay. That means 2 and R got to go. And since they're all linked by multiplication, I can unlink them with division. So my final answer is C over 2R, which is going to be choice D. Okay. Number 44 was one that some of you got wrong on the test. If I'm trying to solve for B, when I see a fraction, I've got to do the reciprocal. I've got to operate and multiply by the reciprocal on both sides. So if I multiply by 2 over 1 on both sides, this is going to be 2a equals bh. Because it's 2 over 1, but I don't have to put the 1. You could if you wanted to, but I don't know why you'd want to do that, right? Then I can divide by h on both sides, which just puts h on the bottom. So 2a over h, and that's going to be choice A. Last problem on here is the perimeter problem. I'm solving for L, right? So that means I'm keeping L here, so I'm going to subtract 2w on both sides. P minus 2w equals 2L. I'm going to divide by 2 on both sides. My answer is going to be P minus 2w over 2. Okay, so P minus 2w over 2 is choice C. See you later, guys.